is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at many clips and tweets shared to Twitter concerning the lol-cow-in-waiting Hasan Piker. So yes, I'm looking to lose a few hundred subs, because apparently that happens every time, which, I won't deny, still tickles me. The reason why is because he has been clogging up my feed of late. If it's not people farming for clicks, like Drama Alert's Twitter these days, it's mostly lol-cows, and Hasan is now one of them. I think, firmly believe he's one of them. I've been reliably informed someone like Muta is also in that bracket now, but I'm not doing videos on Muta. I can't be bothered. But Hasan? Yes. Since the debate with Ethan Klein, things have gone well? Depending on your perspective. Let's go with that. Things have gone well or not so well for Hasan. Let's have a look at why, shall we? Now he has finally watched the content nuke done by Ethan Klein, and in doing so made a fundraiser for it. Ethan Klein donated $1,001 and said, "I'm glad you're finally watching my video, and I appreciate you using it as a chance to do some good by raising money for charity. I hope you'll engage with it honestly and with integrity, and perhaps even walk back some of your rhetoric." He disliked it before he even watched it. Just an FYI on that one. And he at no point, retracted anything he said. He instead moved the goalpost on every major point to make it seem like regardless, he's right. He went into this with bad intentions and bad faith in mind. The content nuke was accurate. Again, you can hate Ethan Klein all you like, but when someone is correct on an issue or a number of issues, they are correct on an issue or a number of issues. Something which Hasan cannot, will not, shall not accept. Now by the end of the stream, where he didn't finish the content nuke because there's no chance he would, he had raised a substantial amount of money, and he donated it as a tax write-off. Some had suggested he matched the donation, but he was never going to because the numbers have far too many zeros in, with the likes of Sargon of Akkad saying, "Dude, he's a communist, don't act surprised." I like this idea that using the 200,000 raised as a tax write-off actually saved him money. That is hilarious for somebody who I know for a fact over the years has called out many people for abusing the tax system to benefit themselves monetarily. Yeet, an account that is blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked, blocked, unblocked by Hasan, tweeted, "Hasan keeps doing this thing during his nuke react where he asks chat to find a clip. Pretty obvious he has a few mods feeding a script with clips attached. He's been doing this a while now. Watch his eyes when streaming. He will look to his Discord and read bullet points." Now this tells me either he's watched it ahead of time, which he hadn't, or somebody has done it for him so he knows what he's getting into as he makes his way through the video. If you're going to do a reaction, just do it raw. Raw dog it, right? Or actually watch it first and give it some thought first. The problem with the latter when it comes to Hasan is he doesn't have enough brain cells to be able to do such a thing because that requires having an opinion. After all the years he's been online, he doesn't have one unless it's against the establishment, unless that establishment is Democrat, in which case he'll vote for it blindly and never bother to ask for any change. Oh, and if you notice in the background, iDubbbz, yeah, don't worry, we'll get to him soon because there's a couple clips that have done their rounds concerning him. In fact, I'm going to play one here.
So, Israel used to be a tool at the hands of the British. All right, roll the clip. Does anybody have it? Does anybody have it readily available? Does anybody have it?
Now, because he has found some confidence in replying to these hateful videos done against him, he has decided he has now found his balls somewhere in his neck and will now be responding to what he dubs slop tubers. This would include Muta, it would probably include Willie Mack and many others in fact, because how dare anyone criticize him? I think he should be anyway because it's free content and he needs something to do. Right now, the eco-space of reaction content, he is the centerpiece of it for many streamers who do reactions, especially on Twitch, something which Asmongold had admitted, which we'll get to soon. Instead, the reaction promise from Hasan.
I'm gonna do this for other slop tubers as well, I think. I might do like a Willie Mack show one, also at the fundraise for another initiative. It is actually unimaginably stupid. Like the way that these guys have operated is so dumb.
Spoken with no level of irony from a man with no opinions, has to rely on his mods to tell him things and provide him with sources because he can't be bothered to prepare his streams ahead of time. Also, Willie Mac destroyed you in the past. Are you sure you want a second round? Doesn't he do better on, like, views and interactions on YouTube and Twitter than you? And you have a bigger presence. That's a bit tragic, yeah. But slop tubers, I like this terminology. I love that in the background, the trophy token Ian, the iDubbbz, is sat there silently waiting his turn to speak, but not really offering anything of substance. No doubt he was asked to be here because this is how he pays Hasan back for Hasan's feature in the content carp. Now, if you know anything about Hasan, you'll know he does not know how to take a joke. He can't make one either. It's just not in his nature to be able to tell the funny, to bring the funny or consume the funny. Proof of that is the fact that no matter how many times Ethan Klein said as a joke that Hasan sleeps in a race car bed, which by the way is the coolest thing on the planet, Hasan had to run with it as a 1-minute segment of, I don't get it, bruh.
As well. You slept like a baby in your race car bed, which is somehow known. Yeah, I don't know why he kept saying I have a race car bed. I think he might be mistaking me with Ludwig for thinking I have a race car bed, because I think Ludwig had a race car bed when he was doing his, like, when he was doing his, me and the boys got together to try to figure out what was going on, you know?
Now, over time, more and more streamers, more and more creators have aired their grievances with what Hasan is doing and what they perceive to be contradictions, not only in his character, but in his presentation of what he believes fact is. Contradictions about being a bit more on the socialist side, which we'll get to soon, yet being caught out wearing things that cost thousands of dollars. It just seems very strange. He has countered that, by the way, in a New York something video. I'll show a clip here.
Like, something about me that people don't know? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I would say that I've never had a position where I think people should not have nice things. That's like the number one thing that people always be like, oh, rich socialist, what a hypocrite. But it's like, no, I want everyone to be able to have like enough disposable income so they can buy stupid shit.
Yeah, that does him no favors. But the thing of interest with the streamers is the bigger streamers are starting to look at him and going, right, I'm gonna have to wash my hands of him because I'm not entirely convinced this is the right person to follow. Insert XQC.
QCL, hello all.
Brother, like I said, he can rewrite history all he wants. I know what the fuck is it. I know what the truth is, and I know where I stand. The things I did wrong, even when I didn't think they were still wrong, I apologized for. And the things that were perceived as wrong when they weren't, I still acknowledge, like the Hasan's Biden shit. Like, yeah, maybe I'll stop doing the Hasan's Biden shit. But on the contrary, though, how many times has Hasan ever acknowledged anything wrong that he's done? Like doing the weird comments he said about the fucking Steven Crowder clip or something like that. When has he ever, actually ever, at least said, you know what, guys, that was kind of far off. What I said was kind of maybe misspoken, or maybe I didn't mean that.
Never is the correct answer for that. XQC though isn't done, and there's a second clip of him railing Hasan again.
Just say it. I think XQC is bad to collab with or be around because Gamba, end of story. Don't make it some like friendship, like he's gotten me, like he's threw me under the rug. Brother, you threw me under the bus so many times. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Now go play some song about some guy throwing rockets at ships and whatnot, like civilian ships and whatnot. Buddy. Now play the clip where they put the music while they're shooting at people and shooting rockets, brother. Now play that shit on blast.
Because of the nature of the discussion going on in that region of the world, Hasan's not going to acknowledge anything that doesn't portray his message as correct, and whether he is right or not, it's still really divided, and I don't understand how, but that's neither here nor there. Instead, we're going to move on to more clips from other people. Now, because of the detractors, including the likes of Tectone, Hasan has decided to go after Tectone. More notably, his father, by retweeting Tectone saying, "They got your dad's sex crimes in the Congressional Record, man, why are you still chirping? Tectone, we're going after dads now, take him to your next Diddy party and brothel visit. Here's your dad." Hasan's dad was a billionaire who co-founded the Future Party, which is a right-wing neo-Ottoman. with the former Prime Minister of Turkey, who personally negotiated the release of the leader of Hamas, who orchestrated the October 7th attack. Oof. I'm not going to play clips, by the way, of Hasan talking about his dad, because I do think that, personally, there are certain lines I don't want to go near. That's one of them.
I don't think that you don't need to, like, generational, like, familial obligation to rape. Bro, like, this is, oh my god. I don't even know what to say. That line is nuts. Yes, it is. It's outrageous. And I can't even believe this is what's happening. But there it is. Ethan did destroy him. I do think that he has been on a generational crash out.
Now, there are many things that Hasan is knowledgeable on, and there are many things he's not. I'm going to play 2 clips showing he's not the most knowledgeable individual in the world when it comes to art and geography. 2 subjects I have no doubt in my mind he did not excel at in school.
Kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, he didn't say Jew, for the record. You said it. What do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish.
It's not. It's a photo from, I think it was from the Haitian Revolution.
Like Hasan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Dude, I'm memeing. I'm f***ing memeing. Nope.
The infamous,
It's just a joke.
I totally believe you. It would be a shame now if somebody pulled out, in this same clip, the original and unedited version of that clip.
Play this game. I suck. Atara.com. I'm not gonna do it. Everyone's gonna make fun of me. I'm bad at geography too. Oh no. Everyone's gonna make fun of me if I do this. You have Chad to help you? Do the 50 US states? I can't do that. I'll get owned. I'll get owned to oblivion. I have no idea where the states are. Click on Pakistan. Wait, how do I zoom in? Okay, which one is it? Is it this? Is it this or this? Is it this? I don't know which one it is. I have no idea. Oh no. I don't know. Is it this? Oh no.
Love the spirit of justice. You love your father, the devil.
The bigger landmass you were hovering over was India, therefore you want to go to the smaller country to the left that arches slightly over the top of India. That is Pakistan. You're welcome. Geography is one of my stronger suits. I just can't tell you any street names. By the way, is it me or does Hasan Younger look a lot more like Death Noodles? That's not a dig at Death Noodles, by the way, unless you really hate Death Noodles, in which case run with it. I couldn't care less. Just there's a slight visual similarity. Now, something that was mean to High Hell, there were 2 things. One was a picture that Ethan Klein tweeted, this picture. People are running with it, and they're running with a few obvious ones. The other, it concerns iDubbbz. I mentioned him earlier. I didn't play the clip earlier for some weird reason. I think it might be the copyright on the music. I'm not too sure. But it's going to be, let's say, a self-awareness clip. Let's go with that.
They have a shelf life because they don't have the same stubborn nature that I do. They don't have the same interests as I do. They inevitably become their own worst enemies. They inevitably cook themselves. You might think you're riding high on the slop for a little bit. You might think you're getting showered with praise. An army of anonymous Redditors telling you you're brilliant. But at the end of the night, when you go home and you sit down and you look yourself in the mirror...
I'm going to stop right there. I can't be bothered. It's cringe, let's face it. Instead, we're going to go with another clip, because I think it's really interesting to see where he intends to go, Hasan that is, in the knowledge that he is limiting himself. Now, he has actually made, on his YouTube channel, a SlopTubers Keep Trying to Cancel Me video. The content is just self-aggrandizing, egotistical, narcissism 101. He's right, everyone is wrong, because Stone Cold Hasan Piker said so. Now we're going to go back to Asmongold, who has another really interesting point about Hasan now more obsessively watching those in his show that he dubs the SlopTuber.
Yo, Kanye's back. 65,000 views 50 minutes ago. He posts like peaceful protest got
Future fans. I mean, honestly, I'm glad. You know, I'm glad because, like, you know, for a long time, you know, Hasan would bring guests over and show them terrorist propaganda, and now he's just complaining about my YouTube channel. So I actually think this is a pretty big improvement for him. So yeah, I mean, this is it. It's great. I'm happy. He's showing me to more people. You know, I might have just gained 2 fans.
Now, earlier I stated that Hasan Piker doesn't have a funny bone. Allow me to debunk myself with a joke that seems only appropriate in the context of Hasan Piker.
Shut up. Go back to Auschwitz.
Shut up! Go back to Auschwitz!
Now, rather amusingly, something did happen to Hasan, and this part cracked me up to no end. He had tweeted out, "I got stopped by CBP at Global Entry for additional questioning. I'm out, it wasn't that bad, very strange experience overall though, because he had retweeted himself, as he should, it happened." Others had taken the image and sort of made it seem like a movie ad. They asked me about my job, Trump, Israel, Houthis, Hamas, even Twitch bans out now. Hasan later did address this, and there is someone he'd like to blame for this. Yes, because there's blame to be assigned here, guys, and he wants everyone to know this.
The fact that a lot of that, like, the Ethan Kleins of the world have, like, cried about over and over again were unironically brought up in that conversation. And I was shocked, okay? Not like the Bleach Sword, obviously, but like the Houthi. Like, did you interview a Houthi? It says here that you interviewed a Houthi, and I was like, or was he actually a Houthi? The very fact that that was like a point of contention that could have gotten me arrested is insane. And I genuinely, in that moment, was thinking like, these dumbass slop tubers.
That's right, everyone. It's everyone else's fault, and never Hasan's, for what Hasan does, who Hasan platforms, what Hasan accuses, labels, attacks, defends. No, don't be stupid. That's ridiculous. Of course it is. Right. I'm starting to see why Asmongold believes Hasan's having a generational crash out. Things aren't looking great. Anyway, as we have done, catching up with the Hasan Piker Dashian, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and smash the like or dislike. Turns out, one or the other, doesn't matter which, drives up engagement, which is good for my channel.